Japanese pop, specifically of the idol genre, is very homogeneous. Just one look at the roster of thousands of active idols right now, it's very clear that this is a genre intended to be made by Japanese people and for Japanese people. Yet despite that, the idol movement has sparked a dedicated fanbase overseas. More specifically, we will be exploring the expansion of idol culture to Latin America, and some examples of Latinos participating in the J-pop industry. Heyo, I'm SAi-DOL, and I make content that mainly focuses on idols, Vocaloid, J-fashion, anime and manga, and pretty much any other thing that sparks my interest within the general geeky pop culture sphere. So without further ado, let's go! Japanese pop culture began its spread to Latin America in the 80s and 90s with the import of anime, due to generally smaller budgets in those countries that forced them to import media for cheap instead of producing their own in-house television content. This was often done with kids' TV, which tended to be animated. I say this in quotations because, of course, I think we all know by now that anime isn't just for kids, but due to cultural differences, it was usually delegated to those channels, regardless of the intended age demographic and content. Pair that with their very relaxed censorship compared to the US, which allowed these shows to be aired in Latin countries, including all the violence and anything else that would be considered controversial. And tada, anime is still pretty big in Latin America. And a large part of what makes anime great is the music, specifically the opening and ending songs. A lot of anime music is made by idol groups. Here are just a few examples. Fast forward to the early 2010s when the idol anime Love Live debuted, and mostly female Latin anime fans discovered it and started interacting with the franchise by cosplaying, drawing fan art, creating fan dubs, since Love Live to this day still has no official Spanish dub, and of course, singing and dancing along and posting those videos onto the internet. Love Live was also a lot of people's gateway to other idol music. So now the J-pop idol fandom in Latin America is officially born. It is still quite a niche subculture that doesn't extend much outside the internet and the occasional anime convention, but there are a few kaigai idols, kaigai meaning overseas, that have not only released music in Japanese and collaborated with Japanese idol groups, but have also worked as idols in Japan, of which a few examples I will be introducing to you today. Everyone I mentioned in this video will have all their social media and music videos linked in the description. Beginning with Lulu Bito, formerly known as Lulu Dayo, is an idol from Colombia born on November 21st, 2022. Her love for Japanese music began as a child after listening to Momoiro Clover Z, whom she cites as one of her inspirations. In 2014, she began posting singing and dancing covers onto her YouTube channel. Apart from covers, she also posts videos talking about idol culture, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content, all in Spanish. She began her journey as a solo idol in 2017, and her concept is Cyber Pixel Heart Idol. Her first original music project as an idol came in 2021, with her EP titled Game Over to Umare Kawaru, consisting of 3 songs, a title track of the same name, and the B-sides Kuru Kuru Kimochi and Pixel Shoujo. Earlier that same year, she also released a song titled You Are So Cool as a featured artist with friend and producer Jemi Memu, then known as Pure Smile. More on them later. But I would not consider that her official debut since she was not the primary artist on the track. After that, in 2023 came her mega hit single Doki Doki Senso 2, which now sits at almost 700k views. Around that time in 2023, she moved to Valencia, Spain for her studies, and has performed in countries such as Spain, Colombia, and Chile. Most recently, as of 2024, she has released 2 singles, one titled Purikura, in collaboration with the Japanese idol group Precier, and the other titled Complex Fanfare. She continues to be a major pillar in the kaigai idol scene in Latin America and is one of my personal inspirations. I've been watching her videos and following her on social media for a few years now, and she inspires me a lot in the content I want to make, because I can kind of see myself in her a little bit. She is actually what inspired the idea for this video in the first place. So yeah, that's it for Lulu. On to the next idol. I told you we'd be talking about them. Jemi Memu is an idol, composer, producer, and lyricist from Venezuela. They were born on November 5th, 2002. They started out as a producer under the name Pure Smile and have made songs for other kaigai idols such as Lulubito, Paida, and Phoebe. Jemi Memu has cited Japanese composers such as Yunomi, Ujiko, and Yasutaka Nakata as their inspirations, which can be clearly heard in their music. They dropped the Pure Smile name in 2022 and now go by Jemi Memu. They still produce for other people, as well as having released their own solo music and have performed a handful of times in Venezuela. Their concept as an idol is very inspired by characters like Cinema Roll and fashion styles like Mizuido, or popularly known as Tenshi Kaiwai in the West, for a Japanese fashion subculture that mainly focuses on colors like light blue, white, and cyber and angelic themes. I'll play a few snippets of their work right now.
Running towards nothing, jumping, trying to avoid it. As I run into the sunset, I try to touch the sky, look into my eyes.
So that was all for Jemi Memu. If you like this kind of music, they also do commissions every now and then, so go and check those out if you're interested. Not sure how many aspiring idols will be watching this video enough for this information to be useful, but I thought it was important to cover all my bases regardless. Next idol. Gedraji is an illustrator from Mexico who now lives and works in Japan as part of the group Zolpidem, a gothic Lolita male idol group that debuted in March 2024. He first began as a digital artist, which is what I and a lot of other people know him for. I'll put some examples of his work on screen right now, and there's a chance that you might have seen it if you're into anime-style art. He has drawn art for underground idol merchandise and a few VTuber models. He is also a fan of Vocaloid and Visual K, and not much else is known about him. Sorry, I know this segment is super short, but he's a pretty private guy, so this is the best I could do with all the information that's publicly available. And the same could be said about our next idol. Julie is a former idol from Colombia, born on January 21st, that has been active in a few Japanese idol groups. First was a group called Melt Music, formerly known as Joanne, while under the name Juliana until their disbandment in 2019. Or is it Juliana? I'm actually not sure. Give me a second. Then she joined No Surprises, an emotional blues rock idol group in 2020 under the name Julie as Nabel. And finally in 2020, she became a founding member of Great Monkeys until they all graduated on June 26, 2024. Great Monkeys currently has no active members and the future of the group is uncertain, but I think it's safe to say that we can assume that they are disbanded. It was also on that date that Julie officially announced that she would be retiring from idol activities after 9 years. Apart from being an idol, she is also a fashion model, which is what she originally came to Japan to do. I'll show some of her work on screen, and it is pretty cool. I was so shocked when I saw these images because I saw absolutely zero mention of her being married, but it was just for a bridal shoot. Oops. And that was all our idols for today. I do have one honorable mention though, because while she is not Latina, as in not from Latin America, she is from Spain and speaks Spanish. I just didn't think Spanish speakers in J-pop rolled off the tongue as well. Blanca is a Spanish idol, formerly a member of the cover group Idol du Janai, under the name Brisa. In 2022, she moved to Japan and became a founding member of the future-based idol group Mellow Life, until their disbandment on April 17th, 2024. As of now, she still lives in Japan and is still good friends with her former members. This is a video idea that has been floating around in my old noggin for a while now, and is a topic that means a lot to me, as somebody from a Latin background that enjoys idol music a lot. It truly makes me feel that I'm not weird for liking this, and that if they could do it, then maybe so can I, and I hope their stories can inspire you too. That was all I had to say for today, and I hope you enjoyed my very first sit-down talking video. I guess you could call this a video essay? If you liked listening to me yap, make sure to like this video and write in the comments what other topics you would like me to talk about. And I promise I'll be back with another video in this style very soon. I've been your host SAi-DOL, and thank you for watching. Bye bye!